In a previous video, we've talked about slope, and now we're going to take that information into graphing linear equations. So we're going to take a look at slope-intercept form, which is looking like y equals mx plus b. Your m is your slope, and we can remember that because m stands for move. It's telling you how are we moving, up, down, left, right, looking at those types of numbers. B is what we call your y-intercept value, which is where it's crossing the y-axis, and we can remember that because of the word begin. So that is where you're going to begin. So whenever you see an equation like this, we always want to write m equals b equals on the side of your paper to do that preparation so we know exactly what to do. So looking at the first question here, I am going to ask, what is my slope? Well, the slope is equal to 1/6. My y-intercept is 4. So what that means is I need to begin my picture, my line, at 4 on the y-intercept, okay? And then it's positive, my slope. So that means I'm going up and I'm going to the right. So I'm going to go up 1 and to the right 6, and where that is, I'm going to place another point. Now, if I were to continue doing that, I'd run out of space going towards the positive values. So since I want to keep the shape of my picture, I am also going to go down and to the left, because if you go down, that's negative. And if you go to the left, that's also negative. And two negatives give you a positive. So that's how you know. Now, I am going to remind you that you need to use a straight edge when you are connecting your points. Okay? So I'm going to draw a line. I need to make sure you put arrows at the end of it. Okay, signifying that the line is going on forever. And then we are going to write the equation of this line along the side of it. And that's it. Let's take a look at another one that's not quite in that slope-intercept form. How can we get it there? Well, I could take the -5 and apply the distributive property. So now I have y equals -5x, and a -5 times a -2 is a positive 10. So I need my m and I need my b. My m is a -5, but I want it to have two numbers because it's a rise over a run. Whatever, if there's no denominator, it's going to be a 1. My b value is 10. So that means I'm going to begin my graph on the y-axis. Remember, that's the y-axis at 10. And then I'm going to continue and follow my pattern for the move, for my slope. Since it's a negative, that means I'm going down. Remember, it's rise over run. So if it's a negative, that means I'm going down. And then the positive 1 means I'm going to the right. So I want to go down 5 to the right 1, down 5 to the right 1, down 5 to the right 1, down 5 to the right 1. Okay? Couple of things regarding that. Make sure that you are putting as many points as possible on your graph because you want it to look as full as you can. So now, again, take your straight edge, and I am going to connect all my points, put an arrow at the end, and label with the original equation. It's going to be y equals -5 times x minus 2. And that example is complete. Another thing that you want to just take a look at when you're done is whether your graph has the correct looking slope. So from a previous video, we looked at what a slope of a negative line should look like, and it's like you're going downhill. And if you verify this one, you know that it is correct. Okay, let's take a look at another example that also does not have the correct standard form yet, but we will work on getting it into its standard form. So I've got 3y plus 2x equals 15. I need it to look like y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to move the 2x to the other side by subtracting it. These are not like terms, so I'm going to put the x piece first and the y-intercept second. I'm putting a plus sign in the middle because the 15 is positive. Now I need to divide every piece by 3. And now I'm going over here to write y equals, those cancel. The -2/3, if you were to put that in the calculator, you'll see it's just a repeating decimal. So we want to keep that, plus 5. So this graph does not have numbers on it, but that's okay. You can just count the lines. My m equals -2/3. My b equals 5. So I'm going to begin at 5. So we count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and place a dot. And I'm going to go down and to the right. Down 2, to the right 3. Down 2, to the right 3. Continuing that pattern. Once I can't do any more in this direction, I'm going to go up and to the left instead. Up 2 to the left 3. Up 2 to the left 3. Okay, and so what you're going to notice is if you don't graph them correctly going in the other direction, you'll know that you made a mistake because it won't make a straight line. Okay, so we want to be as accurate as possible. Make sure you're using your straight edge. Okay, and mine is a little bit off because I'm using a program on the iPad, but you can use your straight edge to connect. I'm going to label with the original equation, which is 3y plus 2x is equal to 15. And then it says, explain why -6, 9 is a solution to the equation. Well, if I count backwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you'll see that that point is exactly on the line. So we can say -6, 9 is a solution since it is a point on the line. Now I'm going to show you algebraically how we can support that answer. My original equation is 3y plus 2x equals 15. Well, let's plug in our y value we know is 9. Our x value we know is -6 and see if that works. 3 times 9 is 27. 2 times -6 is a -12. And if you do that subtraction, 29 minus 12 is 15. 27, excuse me, 27 minus 12 is equal to 15. So 15 equals 15, check. Okay, so that's what you can do to prove that -6, 9 is a solution to the equation. All right, let's take a look at another example here. This does not have the correct form, so I want to make it in the correct form. I'm going to divide every piece by that -4. These will cancel. I'm left with y equals. Now I've got a negative over a negative. That is a positive, so I'm going to have positive 3/4 x. Then 4 over -4 is a -1, so that is going to be my b value. So my slope is 3 over 4, and my y-intercept is a -1. Okay, so I begin at -1 with my b value. And I'm going to follow this pattern since they're both positive. I'm going to go up 3 to the right 4 and place a dot. I'm going to continue that pattern up 3 to the right 4 and place a dot. I can't continue in that direction, so I'm going to now go down 3 and to the left 4. And I can do that one more time, down 3 to the left 4. Okay, I'm going to connect. Please use your straight edge. And once I'm finished, I want to put arrows at the end. And we're going to label with the original equation. -4y equals -3x plus 4. All right, we're going to finish this up by looking at some special equations. Okay, when you see an x equals graph, that is going through the x-axis. Okay, so what that means is you're going to find 8 on the x-axis and you're going to just draw a line through the 8 on the x-axis and we put arrows at the end, and we just label it x equals 8. So similarly, x equals -4 means I'm just going to go through the x-axis at -4, and I'm going to put my arrows and label. Okay, you can't put those in the calculator to check, so it's good to make sure you understand when you see x equals, it goes through the x-axis. And our last set of examples here, you've got a y equals a -5. So that means it's going through the y-axis. So I'm going down to -5, draw my line going straight across. I'm going to put arrows, y equals -5. And my last example of y equals 6, going through the y-axis at 6 and labeling your line. Okay? These ones have that 0 slope. The x equals examples have that undefined slope. I hope you get a great understanding of how to graph lines.